Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this clean girl everyday glowy makeup look using my favorite products at the moment, and I'll also show you guys little tips and tricks that I like to use while I'm doing my makeup. All of the makeup products are linked below, so if you do want to try anything out, make sure to check out the description. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if there's any other video that you'd like to see from me, please let me know in the comment section below. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Easy Blur foundation in the shade 240N Toasted Coconut. And I'll usually just directly apply it on the skin. And then I'll also do a little bit on the forehead. And I'm gonna take my little beauty blender and I'm just going to start blending everything out. And I really like this foundation because it does cover up any imperfections, but it's very light. And you want to make sure that you're taking your time blending the foundation. And I'm going to be avoiding the eye area because we're going to be putting concealer there anyways. Alright, so I'm going to just blend out the forehead now. Alright, so now that we are done blending, we're going to move on to concealer. And for concealer, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in the shade Meringue 2.1N. So I'm going to take a little bit and I'm just going to apply it to the inner corner of my eye. So just a little bit here. And I'm going to be applying a little bit to the end of my eye and doing the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to be applying a little bit on the chin and then a little bit on my forehead. So then I'm going to be taking the same beauty blender and I'm just going to start blending out the chin concealer. And then we're going to blend out the forehead. And now for the eyes, you do want to make sure that you're getting really close and blending everything out. So I do like to take my time with this as well. And you can already see just how much brighter my under eye looks. And then we're just going to blend out this little edge here. So now I'm just going to blend out the other eye. Alright, so now with whatever is left on the sponge, I'm just going to apply it right here underneath my nose. Just to brighten that area up a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to bronzer, and I do like to apply all of my cream products first before going in with powder. And for cream bronzer, I'm going to be using the Caia Glow Bronzer in Antigua. And I like to apply it with a very dense brush. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of product and then I'm going to be applying it on the top of my cheekbone up. So I don't like to apply it down here because I feel like it just brings my face down. So I just kind of start here and then just bring it all the way up. I really like this bronzer because I feel like it just blends in super nicely. And then we're going to put some on our forehead as well. So I'm just going to be applying on the other side of the forehead now. And I really love cream bronzer, but for my nose contour, I will usually use powder. Just because I feel like it's a little bit easier to control. If I'm in a hurry, I'll usually just kind of like go like this with a little bit of the cream bronzer. But on normal days where I have a little bit more time, I do like to take my time with my nose contour. Alright, so now that the cream bronzer is done, I'm going to do my nose contour. And for my nose, I like to use more of a cooler shade. And I really like the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade Deep Cool 300. And I like to take just a tiny little bit. And then I'm just going to kind of draw a little line down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to connect it to my brow. It doesn't have to be too perfect because we are going to blend it out after. But you do want to try to make sure that the shape is correct. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. It's a little bit hard for me to do it on camera, but I hope you get the idea. So then where the two lines end, I'm just going to kind of connect them and then apply a little bit underneath. And then with whatever is left on the brush, I like to just kind of do a little bit of shading on the sides of the nose, like so. And by the way, this brush and most of the brushes that I'm using are from the Morphe MUA collection. I bought the collection, I think like 4 years ago, and I still love them, I still use them. So I really recommend them. And the brush that I use to kind of draw the contour is kind of like a very dense, short brush. And then for blending it out, I like to use a little bit more of a softer blending brush. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to just blend the lines that we just did. Alright, so now that it's blended, I'm going to move on to the next step. So we're going to be moving on to cream blush now. And the cream blush that I've been using a lot recently is the McGrath Labs Tiban Cream Blush in Alluring Nude. And it's just a little roller and it looks just like that. I like to just kind of start right here and then apply it up, and usually I'll apply it quite a bit, just like so. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. As you can see, it's very glowy. And I'll usually either blend it out with my fingers or I'll blend it out with this Kaleidos Dual Fiber Contour Brush in C2. So I'm just going to be blending it out. It's very natural and I really like it for every day. And also it's really easy to build out, which I really like. And on most days I will usually just leave it like this and I will not apply any powder blush on top because I just really love the way that it makes my skin look. I feel like it just makes it look very dewy. And when I am using this cream blush, I feel like I also don't have to apply any highlighter on it. Alright, so now that we're done with the cream products, I'm going to set my bronzer. And I'm going to be using the Hoola by Benefit and taking it with this Morphe angled brush, just enough to set the bronzer that we put earlier. And now with whatever is left on the brush, I do like to just pass it a little bit along my jawline, but not too much, because I don't really like when there's like a line or you can see the bronzer there. So just a tiny bit. Alright, so before I set my skin with powder, I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. And by the way, when I do set my blush, I like to use the Chanel Joues Contraste blush in 71 Malice. Alright, so now I'm just going to brush out my brows, and I'm gonna go in with the Shiseido eyebrow pencil in the shade black, and I'm going to use a little mirror for this because I cannot see myself that well on the camera, and I like to just go in and fill in the little gaps that I have in my eyebrows. And then again, just blending everything out. Alright, so now we're going to do powder, and I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in Sugar Cookie. So I like to take a little bit of product on the cap, and I like to apply it with a little powder puff. This one is from Huda Beauty, and it's not necessary, but for my under eyes, I do like to use a smaller powder puff, but again, it's not necessary. You can kind of just like bend it a little bit and make it smaller. And the most important step for me before applying powder is blending out your concealer. As you're applying makeup, your concealer is just naturally creasing since there's no powder on it. So as you can see, there's like little lines there, and if you apply powder right on top, you're just going to set the lines. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to carefully blend out the concealer. You don't want to mess up the blush, so you do want to be careful. And then you're going to take a little bit of powder and just set the under eye. So you can see here it's kind of like a little triangle, and then I'm just going to blend it in. And that's how I do the under eye, so I'm just going to do the other one. Again, blending out the concealer first, and then going in straight away with the powder. So I'm going to go in with the bigger puff, and I'm just going to set my chin, and I'm going to put some underneath my cheekbone. And then I usually get really oily in this area as well, so I do like to apply powder there. Again, being careful to not like affect the blush, so I'll usually just go like this and then to the side. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I will be applying a little bit of powder on the center of my forehead and on the top of my brows. Alright, so now before moving on, I do want to apply a little bit more of the cream blush. So I'm just going to take it again with the same little brush that we used earlier to blend it out. I'm just going to put a little bit more in the middle. You don't want to go over the powder with a cream product. So I just kind of do a little bit right there, and that's it. And I'm just going to blend it out because I do want more of a little blush look today. Alright, so we're going to be moving on to the eyes, and I like to keep my eyes very simple unless like date night or something like that. So I usually just apply mascara, or once in a while I will do a little brown eyeliner. But for today I'm going to keep it very simple, and I'm just going to take my little eyelash curler. This one is from Unleashia and I really like it. And I'm just going to carefully just curl my lashes. I do like to take my time curling my eyelashes, I do feel like it makes a big difference when they are properly curled and they just stay longer. Alright, so one eye is done, I'm going to be doing the other. Alright, so now that both my eyelashes are curled, I'm going to be moving on to mascara. And for eyelashes, I'm going to be using the Bad Gal Bang Mascara by Benefit. And I like to just kind of wiggle the mascara wand until I get the length that I want. And I do like to apply quite a bit of product on the side, so then I get a little bit of a wing with my lashes, if that makes sense. Just like so. And then we're going to be doing the other eye. Alright, so I feel like that looks good. And I've been really liking to just apply one coat of mascara and that's it. And I really do recommend this one, and the Roller Lash by Benefit is also really good. Alright, so now we're going to move on to lips, which is my favorite part. And I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in the shade Bombshell Pinky Brown. And I'm going to be taking it and just slightly overlining my lips. I feel like this is just the perfect shade in between pink and brown. Alright, so now I'm going to be doing the upper lip, and I like to kind of connect my cupid's bow. I'll just start here and just kind of connect it. Just like so, and then I'll just go down the sides. And I like to overline kind of the top of my lip and then connect it to my real line. Because if not, I feel like it looks a little bit too overlined. Now we're going to be doing the other side. Alright, so that's the lip liner, and I'm going to be doing lipstick. And I'm going to be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. I'm just going to be taking it and applying it to the center of my lips. And then I'm going to be blending it out with my finger. Alright, and now that it's nice and blended, I'm going to be putting on lip gloss. I do like to change my lip gloss from day to day, and the one that I'm using today is the Gisou Honey Infused Lip Oil in Coconut Frost. And even though it is a lip oil, I don't feel like it's super like oily or greasy on lips. Which I really like, because usually I tend to gravitate more to lip glosses and not lip oils. So I'm just going to be applying it. And I really like this combination together, because I feel like the color at the end is really pretty. Alright, and that is the lip gloss. And then as my last step, I like to use setting spray, and this is the Tirtir Mass Fit Makeup Fixer. And you just want to make sure that it's set. Alright, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. All of the links will be down below. And if you do have any other videos that you would like to see from me, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I hope to see you in my next video.